to take a look at what happened before, right? Sometimes people are looking for better results, but they're doing the same thing.
Right.
And it's because they've never had an opportunity to reflect upon what happened the last time. What happened in the relationship the last time it failed? What happened in the business the last time it failed? What happened with the workouts the last time it failed? So you take a look. Otherwise, you just keep repeating the same thing, and you're thinking that I'm going to get new results, but it's the same pattern. We're talking about new routines in the relationship. Can't keep doing the same thing. Even if it was a different person, you may get the same results.
Right.
So if you've set a resolution before, like I have, right, and it did not have the success that I desired, then I take a look at what happened before. What caused me to stop before?
Right.
And sometimes you're like, that's what it was.
But you have to tweak it. Like you always say.
That's exactly right.
Maybe I was doing all the right steps,
Yep.
but one of them was off.
Yep.
Maybe I didn't write out a clear enough plan.
Right.
Everything else was good, but the plan wasn't clear.
Right.
Or maybe the plan was clear, but my accountability partner
That's
sucked.
exactly right.
You know what I mean?
And that's why I'm hoping this will help, because maybe someone is saying, oh my gosh, I had my why. I knew why I was doing it.
Right.
I didn't have accountability, or I had accountability, but I didn't write down the plan. I didn't calendar it, or I calendared it, but I made a mistake before, but I never looked at why I stopped before. So the thing I would ask that you do as well is write down your IQ level. That is your I quit level. Like, what's going to cause you to quit? So if you said, this is what I'm going to do this year. Right. Now you have to write down what's going to cause me to quit.
If you're a go-getter, faith-driven, and family-focused, and need to break through to your next level, this is the podcast for you. Your self-talk can reshape every area of your life. It's time to dream and think big. Welcome to the Self-Talk Experience with Darnell and Tracy Self. It's time to elevate, baby. Let's get into the show.
Happy New Year and welcome to the Self-Talk Experience.
Happy 2023, babe.
I know, I can't believe it's 2023.
And I can't believe you did an episode without me, like last week.
Whose fault was that?
I know, I was busy, but I missed you.
Yeah, it was great to be on the Self-Talk, but it was not the same without you.
Thank you.
But it's a new year. We got new topics.
Yes, we do.
New things to cover with our audience, and you guys hit us up on our the Self-Talk Experience on IG and let us know what topics you'd like for us to cover in 2023, what you feel could help you out as you're having internal dialogue with yourself. Let us know, and then we can perhaps cover some of those topics in 2023. So we've got 52 weeks ahead of us.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah. And what's been so great in 2022, first of all, thank you all so much for all the feedback, all the comments. Like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to say different things to myself, and I can already see the results that have come my way in personal and professional life because of you consistently listening to our podcast. So we thank you guys for your support. Remember to refer us to the people who you care about most, and continue to like and share and comment.
Yes.
So what do you want to talk about today for the first one of 2023?
Well, I was thinking it would be appropriate to maybe talk about how to stay motivated at the beginning of the year. A lot of times we have our New Year's resolutions, or we have our goals that we kind of do a reset. And we get started and we're out the gate and running, and then sometimes we lose our fuel because life happens, right? Yeah. So maybe talk about how to stay in that mode. And I don't know, when things happen, how to adjust it and stay up. Yeah, I started a New Year's resolution.
Okay. Well, you're smiling, so what are you about to say?
Well, it's one, I'm sure many people, I went back to the gym. And it was a big deal for me because I haven't been in the gym since March of 2020.
Wow. It's almost 3 years.
I know. I mean, and I've been running, I've been doing other workouts, but as far as being in the gym, I used to be in the gym all the time because I'm a Zoom instructor. And when the pandemic happened and everything shut down, I wasn't able to do it anymore. And then when everything opened back up, I was just so apprehensive about being in the gym. So I just haven't been. So my first day back was yesterday. And I had to sit in the car for a second and kind of get myself together. But it was great. I felt good. I'm going to go back tomorrow. But again, in February, am I still going to feel this way? Like, how do I say, I missed anyway. It's okay. I wasn't going anyway. How do you get that?
Yeah, I remember reading a study about New Year's resolutions. Because New Year's, let's just face it, it's a time for people to say, I'm getting rid of bad habits that I had in 2022, set new routines for the new year. So it's a good time for a reset for a lot of people. Like, you know what, this year I'm going to change this. I'm going to be better at that. So it's just a great point to decide I want better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. But the study said that by March, a lot of people have given up on the thing that they said they wanted.
So 2 months.
3 months. Right. Well, yeah, if it's by March, but by the end of March, I should have said. So about 90 days in. Oof. Yeah. And here's a reason why a lot of people give up on not just New Year's resolutions, but goals in general. So we should talk about that. Some tips on how to stay motivated, how to stay consistent with the thing you say you want.
Right.
Right. And so, and congratulations, by the way, on getting to the gym.
Well, thank you. I was excited, nervous, anxious.
Yeah. I know she couldn't walk yesterday.
Scared. Yeah. But I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Till March at least, right?
No, we're going to keep you going. We're going to keep you going.
Yes, that's why we're here.
Right. So in March, make sure you guys hold her accountable, right? Comment and say, keep it going. We encourage you, T-Self. You got it.
Yes.
Yeah, we can all use that. And that's one tip right there is accountability.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Right?
That's
accountability. Good. When you're doing something with someone who has like goals, right? So they got similar goals. It doesn't have to be the exact same goals. Like your goal for fitness may be different than someone who you're working out with, but you both have fitness goals.
Right.
So you're holding each other accountable every day, or if the cadence is 3 times a week or whatever it is, that accountability is there.
Yes. And also, even if it's not someone actually doing it with you, just having someone to check on you that may not be working out.
Right.
To call you and say, hey, how's the gym going? Hey, how's your workout going? You still in the gym, right? I know I saw you on social media. Great job. Right.
Yeah. But in addition to that alone won't do it. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Because if you're supposed to show up on Tuesday, let's say, or let's use Thursday because you love Thursdays because that's when our podcasts come out. Right. So let's just say you're supposed to be at the gym on Thursday.
Right.
The person who's checking on you, who's just like, they don't know to check on you on Thursday.
True.
They're just saying, how's the gym going? But an accountability partner who has similar goals, who's working out as well on Thursday, will say, hey, I'll see you in 30 minutes. Now you got to choose to let them down.
Right.
Or show up because you gave your word to that person. It is much different when you have shared your goal with someone else, because now it's not just about you. And a lot of people are more willing to do something if someone else is involved than they are for themselves. Remember, there used to be a show out, and it could have been like The Greatest Loser or something like that. It was like a weight loss, but it was with a team of people.
Yes.
Whatever that was called. So it was about a team effort. So if you gain weight, your team did not get closer to winning. So people are more likely to eat right, exercise, because they didn't want to let their teammates down. Who wants to be the weakest link on the team?
Right. But you have to account for the pressure. That's a lot of pressure for someone to hold you accountable. So how do you stay in a space where you're still open for the pressure?
Yeah.
Because if it's a Thursday where I really don't feel like it, I have a lot going on, I'm even doing it now, like feeling frazzled.
Right.
How do I say, you know what? I don't really care. I'm not coming today.
Yeah. So that's gonna be another episode, because I'm just curious why you would call it pressure.
Okay. What would you? Well,
encouragement, motivation.
I guess maybe because of your mindset that day.
Yeah.
And your self-talk that day could be making you tell yourself it is pressure.
Right.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, but it's so one of the keys is not just accountability, but your why. Why is it that you want to work out? Why is it that you want to go to the gym? And so it's got to be bigger than just, I'm just going. Because you're absolutely right. It will feel like pressure if it's something you don't want. But remember, the why, the end result has to be greater than the activity itself.
Right. But you also have to be willing to know you're in the place for it. Sometimes we trick ourselves into saying, New Year's resolutions, hooray, I'm going to do this. But it's really not in your heart. Yeah. So you're easily swayed and you give up easily and say it's pressure. Right. Because you kind of know I'm actually not really ready.
Yeah.
Because I could have said, I'm going to go to the gym, but really in my heart, all the anxiety I had and being scared and being afraid, I actually still was.
Yeah.
But I had to overcome that. But I could have been in a place where I wasn't.
Why did you overcome it? Like what made you say, with all the anxiety and apprehension, I'm going anyway?
I don't know. I can't. I don't really have an answer for that.
Yeah.
I just did it.
Yeah. So,
but you're asking me, why did I just?
Well, let me
it?
help you, because I'm your husband. I happen to know the answer. So one, at church on New Year's Eve, the personal trainer you used to have was there, and a great friend of yours who was going to work out with the personal trainer. You guys started having a conversation. So now, again, it's bigger than just you. They're like, you should come. You're like, oh. And then the communication continued. You're like, all right, I'm going to come. Once you gave your word, even though you weren't even close to the gym at that point, right, the next day, you were like, I got to go, because you gave your word. You didn't want to be the person that not shows up after you gave your word that you were going to show up. So with all the apprehension, you were being held accountable because you actually said it to someone else. This is what I'm saying. A lot of people give their New Year's resolution and it's all internal. They said it to themselves, and that's nice. But the next level of commitment is letting someone else know, hey, look, this is what I want this year and the reason why I want it. So I'm giving up smoking, let's say. But the reason why is because I want to see my daughter walk down the aisle when she decides to get married. I want to be as healthy as I can. Now it's bigger than just I'm not going to smoke today. It's I see something bigger in the future, and that's my health, to be there for my kids when I'm older.
Right.
See, so it's much bigger than just the activity of smoking, just the activity of working out. So you've got to dig deep and figure out what that why is. So accountability is huge when you've set a goal. Having a reason why, which we talked about in one of our episodes. You guys can go back and look at the power of why, because sometimes you have to dig about 7 questions deep to figure out the real why. Remember we did that episode?
Yes.
So it's like, well, I want to work out. Why? Because I want to be healthier. Why? Because I want to look better in my bathing suit. Why? Because I'm embarrassed right now when I go to the beach. Why? Because right? And so you keep going until you get 7 levels, and then it gets sometimes emotional.
Right.
Because it's like when I was little, I was teased, and I'll never forget it. I was at the pool and whatever. So
it's not just a surface answer.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So accountability will help with keeping your New Year's resolution. Discovering your reason why will help with your New Year's resolution. Did you want to interrupt? I'm sorry. I feel like I'm doing all the talking right now. Another great way to stay motivated, because that was your question. You're like, how do you stay motivated when you've made a New Year's resolution? Another way is to put the plan in place. So without a plan, you ever heard it said that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail?
I did that. I planned out all my workouts for January. I wrote them down and I sent it. I did that.
But didn't you just say, yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to keep doing it? Look at you. You're doing it. You put the plan in place.
I'm all over the place. I don't know what to say. I know what to do, but it's hard. It's hard.
I know. And look, how you're feeling is how most people feel when they set a New Year's resolution, because typically it's lofty. It's like, I'm going to 10x my income. I'm going to be the best shape. Sometimes it's out of your comfort zone. So it is a little, it makes you feel a little uncomfortable because you're outside your comfort zone, which is great. Because anything you're accomplishing that you've never accomplished before, it can't be inside your comfort zone or you'd already have it.
Right.
So it's got to be outside your comfort zone. Anything outside your comfort zone is uncomfortable. That's why it's outside your comfort zone. So it's okay to be uncomfortable.
And it seems overwhelming, but again, you talk yourself into what's overwhelming.
Yeah. That's going to be another episode.
I try not to.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
I try not to use that word.
Yeah.
Because why is it? Because you're making it overwhelming.
Well, the good thing is you're catching yourself. Like I catch myself all the time. Like I caught myself earlier today and I said, well, I can't do. And I said, well, I'm sorry. It's not that I can't do it. I choose not to do it. I'm choosing not to in 2023. Mm-hmm. So it's not that I can't. I could do it actually, but I'm just choosing not to. So so the great thing about self-talk, hopefully you guys are catching yourself now.
Because your language is different. It comes out different.
Yep.
And people respect it and understand it better when you're honest.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. As long as they're watching self-talk too, because otherwise you're going and they're not. And now they're hating because your growth makes them feel uncomfortable. So make sure they watch the self-talk. So planning. And you've done that, right? You planned out the month of January.
I did.
So that's key, right? So the one thing is to hope, to wish. It's another thing to have the plan in place, to calendar it. And that way you're more likely to do it. Mm-hmm. Like if I calendar my workouts, I'm more likely to be there. Do not say anything, Janelle, behind the camera. But I'm more likely to be there. However, if I don't plan it, things come up and I'm like, I all right, I gotta take the meeting.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if it was already in the calendar, I would tell the person who tried to get the meeting, hey, I can't do this time, but I can do this time because I already had in my calendar the workout.
Absolutely.
So calendar it. Plan it, guys. That's good. The next thing is anything on planning?
No.
Okay. The next thing is to take, if you've ever set this same goal before, you know, a lot of times people set a New Year's resolution and it's something that they've said before. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to lose weight, and they didn't lose weight.
Right.
I'm going to make more money, and they're not making more money.
Right.
I'm going to, whatever it is. So what's happening is they're now saying they're going to do something they don't quite believe themselves.
Right.
They're like, I'm going to do it. And already when they say it, they're like, I'm
I've
hoping.
said this before.
I really hope this time, especially if their life right now doesn't look anything like what they've set their New Year's resolution to be.
Right. But if they put these steps in place, it'll be a shift.
Yep.
Right? Because maybe all the other 5 times or 10 times they tried to start, they didn't have all the steps together. Maybe they had one step. Maybe they wrote out the plan, but didn't have an accountability partner.
Yep.
So maybe if you have everything all together, it will work.
You're reading my mind.
Right.
Because now I just shared the problem. The problem is that you failed before.
Right.
At least in your mind, with whatever this resolution is. The solution is exactly what you said, girl. You are on it, which is to take a look at what happened before. Mm-hmm. Right? Sometimes people are looking for better results, but they're doing the same thing.
Right.
And it's because they've never had an opportunity to reflect upon what happened the last time. What happened in the relationship the last time it failed? What happened in the business the last time it failed? What happened with the workouts the last time it failed? So you take a look. Otherwise, you just keep repeating the same thing, and you're thinking that I'm going to get new results, but it's the same pattern. We're talking about new routines in the relationship. Can't keep doing the same thing. Even if it was a different person, you may get the same results.
Right.
So if you've set a resolution before, like I have, right, and it did not have the success that I desired, then I take a look at what happened before. What caused me to stop before?
Right.
And sometimes you're like, that's what it was.
But you have to tweak it. Like you always say.
That's exactly right.
Maybe I was doing all the right steps,
Yep.
but one of them was off.
Yep.
Maybe I didn't write out a clear enough plan.
Right.
Everything else was good, but the plan wasn't clear.
Right.
Or maybe the plan was clear, but my accountability partner
That's
sucked.
exactly right.
You know what I mean?
And that's why I'm hoping this will help, because maybe someone is saying, oh my gosh, I had my why. I knew why I was doing it.
Right.
But I didn't have accountability, or I had accountability, but I didn't write down the plan. I didn't calendar it, or I calendared it, but I made a mistake before, but I never looked at why I stopped before. So the thing I would ask that you do as well is write down your IQ level. That is your I quit level. Like, what's going to cause you to quit? So if you said, this is what I'm going to do this year.
Right. Now
you have to write down what's going to cause me to quit. Like, what would have to happen for me to stop? Stop going to the gym. Stop, my business. Stop, right? Because what happens is people get a couple of rejections in business. So say they set a goal to 10x their business, right? To make 10 times the amount in revenues.
Yeah.
And then they have 3 people who they just knew were going to go in business with them, or 3 people who they're planning to get contracts with, whatever it was, and that didn't work out.
Yeah. Is
that enough to make you quit? And you got to write that down. Otherwise, things happen, because things will happen on your way to reaching your New Year's resolution. Like, it's not going to be all great. It's going to be cold outside one day, or your workout partner can't go to the gym. Will you still go?
Right.
If so, then it's like, if my workout partner won't go, then I'm not going. Is that your quit level?
Yeah, but you also have to save a little bit of space for the unknown, because you can write down your IQ, but it could be something that's happening or will happen that you didn't know was going to happen, or you couldn't account for.
Right.
So you have to save space to push through that.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yep. And that's why the other areas fill in where that one may not hold strong, because you're absolutely right. There may be some things right now you're not even thinking of that, man, I didn't know that would happen. I didn't know my mom would get sick. I wouldn't have written that down because I didn't think that she would get sick. But now that she is, I've got to make adjustments.
Adjust.
You know what I mean? That's when you just get with your accountability partner. It's like, hey, I can't do Tuesdays and Thursdays now, but I can do Monday and Wednesday because I had to see my mom now on Tuesdays, or whatever it is.
Just be open to tweaking it and not giving up.
Yep.
Because, never mind now.
Yep.
Because we have a tendency to do that as well.
2 more things real quickly.
Sure.
1, you said it, give yourself some space. So that means that when there's a week and you fall off, or a day when you fall off, Give yourself an opportunity to reset.
Just give yourself some grace.
That's right. Give yourself an opportunity. I see people fall off and they're like, oh, well, for the
it.
rest of the year, like it's February.
Right.
Like you're giving up. You still got March, April, May, June. You got the rest of the year. Like, oh, well, they ain't happen. What?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Didn't get the results you wanted in business. Didn't get whatever it is. Don't give up forever. So that's one thing. The last thing is that celebrate some small wins. So like some folks have never consistently done whatever it is that they're achieving or looking to achieve for 2 weeks in a row.
Right.
So when you accomplish this for 1 week, celebrate. You know what I mean? Give yourself an opportunity like, yes, don't wait till the whole year. Mm-hmm. I know it's a New Year's resolution, but you don't need to wait till the end of 2023 to celebrate yourself.
That's good because we're doing an online course to learn Spanish. And we started, and I'm so excited because I've already gone to level 2. Nice. But again, we were celebrating that, right?
Yep.
And it's level 2. Gracias. It's level 2. It's not level 10, but it's still exciting. Yes. I don't want to wait till I get to level 10.
And you gamify things, right? Because on that one, it's gamified, so you get stars and gems.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, you have a workout partner. Yeah.
Yes. So I was excited. So that's perfect.
Yeah.
Like what you're talking about right now. Small wins.
Small wins. But
level 2.
Yep, level 2. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So congrats on your New Year's resolutions. Proud of you guys. Excited for you guys. Because you've set them.
Yes.
Now it's about sticking to them. We hope that today's episode will help you to stick to them, not only because of what we're saying, but what you're going to say to yourself. Because remember, the things we say to ourselves about ourselves eventually determines what we attract for ourselves. Again, Happy New Year. We're looking forward to an amazing 2023.
And if your workout partner isn't the right one, don't be afraid to change.
See you guys.
Thank you for listening to the Self-Talk Podcast with Darnell and Tracy Self. We hope you enjoyed. Be sure to rate and review this podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform. And we'll see you next time. And remember, talk good to yourself.